Good morning once again from Alcoy. Here it's just past 8 o'clock and I just came back from a morning walk. It's always a really nice way to begin the day, and started from my position from yesterday, but I'll change my position again, and it would just be a view and a different view. But if you follow me over the next couple of days, I'll show you the garden that I'm growing or working on, and maybe a little bit more of the place. So I guess it can be a gradual thing that you see more and more of where I am. So, but let's change the view a little bit here. Here we go. So this is basically opposite where I sat yesterday. The view over the forest, and there's the track that I told you was on the left. It's on the right here today. On the right. Yeah. And it's all pine trees. It's all which is nice because it looks all green. It's not been raining here for a long time, which the locals are really both worried and concerned about, because obviously it's easier to grow things when it rains. The way it works here is that we get groundwater, and that works really well. It's nice water, and other than that, it's really hot during the days, and it is hard to grow things specifically where we are, because the ground has not been used that much. So it's all a process, but we're learning. Right. So I don't have a plan for this video right now, but I guess I thought about on the walk that I might as well go into some of the last few years of traveling, and maybe why I started. I think I started because I wanted to run away from everything. You know, the first year I went to Australia, the furthest, I remember the question my friend Stefan, who was my former boss and a great friend, person who I always talked to during that times, because he was more mature than I was, and he seemed to have a different confidence. But he also left Denmark, but before I did, with only a backpack on a plane. Can you believe that? Only a backpack. He only had a pair of jeans and a couple of pairs of socks and whatnot. And he lives in his dream land and has a dream life now. I guess my point is that I'll get to that point. But I left Denmark. I was not happy at all. I didn't really feel comfortable. I didn't like who I was. I didn't like a whole lot. So leaving seemed to be the best opportunity for me, just to change my way of life, because I don't think I ever was a 8 to 4 person, or a 9 to 5 as they say in the US. So I left to go to Australia and had a great time there. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown, because the videos can really get long pretty fast, so I would rather do many videos and let you get to know me, get to know my story. But I went to Australia for almost a year, and then I decided to go on a bit of a travel around the world before I went back to Denmark for only a few weeks. I went to Canada to see a friend. Then I went to Ohio. I was an exchange student 10 years ago in Ohio. Yeah, that's why Ohio, right? But that was through networking, or through my network at that time. And I turned 18 over there. So I went back to visit for 10 days, and then I had signed up for a workshop in Costa Rica. Do you know Dan Millman, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior? A fantastic book that has changed many lives, and definitely recommend that if you want to have a good read. I went to Costa Rica for 1 week to basically retreat, to spend with him as a speaker, and to meet a lot of new people. And I'm being disturbed by one of my good friends. But I went to Costa Rica and was there for a week, and that changed my life. I met so many fantastic people, and it also made me begin to focus on what I wanted to do in my life. You know, in the airport, I sat down with two friends who became two great friends during that week, but has continued to be good friends. Both from Houston, pair of twins, And in the airport, I kind of expressed my ideas for what I enjoyed doing and what I wanted to do at that time, which was going to conferences or workshops for personal development, spirituality, and stuff like that. And we were so fortunate that we got to sit next to each other on the plane, and from that point on, we just brainstormed like crazy. And it developed into a bigger project that I'm working on now. And if you follow my posts, you'll get to know that. Um, then I went back to Denmark, and then I was only there for a few weeks. Felt like more of a changed person. Then I went to back to the U.S., to California, and I began to go to different conferences. And obviously, networking has always been a developing skill, but something I like to do, because doing these when I attended these conferences, a lot of the people that I met was like-minded. It was so easy to be friends, easy to talk to each other. It was like people wanted more, and people seemed, I don't know, more friendly. I don't want to put anything up or down. It's just, it was different. It was like you knew each other or wanted to get to know each other, and it was just kind of natural. And that's what drew me, I guess, to keep going to these conferences, because it seemed like I want to be around these people, because this is where personal growth and inspiration and many other things comes in. And since then, I have visited and seen so many friends that I've met through conferences, and it's developed into great friendships. Even though it's all around the world, I know that I have friends all over the place. And then I got a girlfriend in Illinois for a while, and since that, it's been 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago, and it was the toughest time in my life. I've been in a very rough time during the last 3 years, gradually coming out of it and feeling a lot better, and I am better now, and I'm out of it. So that's also why I'm excited to share a lot of things, because I feel I'm ready, and I can do so. I can do it with conviction, and I can do it with passion, because I want to help anybody I can with anything that they're going through, because I believe I can now. And yes, it's a bold statement. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm definitely not, but I know I want to. I know I can. So, but yes, I stayed a lot of the time in the U.S. because I had a girlfriend there. But I also came back to Denmark, stayed for some months, and I also went to the Caribbean, St. Martin Island, and went on on another tour, I guess, in the U.S. from Florida to Ohio and Michigan, Illinois, and different places before I went back to Denmark for another stint of some months before I went on this trip, or where I am now, which was first walking the Camino, and then for 42 days, and now here in staying in Spain in Alcoy. That was a kind of a quick rundown, but I'll get into more of the details. But my point is that, my favorite quote is, if you want to go somewhere where you haven't gone before, you have to do something you haven't done before. I love that quote, and it's been with me since my 10th grade year, and it's something that I live as much as I can, because I believe that that's one of the most important assets that we can give ourselves, is to keep taking the steps out of that comfort zone where we're comfortable, where it feels safe, but where it's not safe. We need to grow, and growing is fun. Growing is fun, especially when you do it with people. And obviously, life is a mystery when it comes down to it. Although I believe that we have a say in it to some degree. The more aware of ourselves we are. And I think that's maybe the point of it all, to become more aware of ourselves, and it comes down to ourselves. So, I don't know if you got anything from this video. It was kind of a quick rundown. I'll get into much more stuff later. But, do one thing this time. Just click the link below, go to my daily blog. I will post another video that I'm not posting on anywhere if I can. And then I'll share with you a bit more of what I'm doing, specifically with this new business I've started. Because I'm a part of a team now, and I'm part of a business where I'm growing my own mindset, growing myself as a person, and creating a sharp focus on what I want in life. And I I want to do this with more people, and I want to do it with you and help you as much as I can. So it's obviously important that we get connected to each other if you also want a big change in your life, because then we need to take steps, and I'm doing that every day to change my own life, and it happens day by day. So yes, past 10 minutes, way overdue, but check in with me, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll see more from Alcoy very, very soon. May you be well and safe on your unique journey. Peace from here.